How in the world, Martin, do I change my mindset? I am so tired of the life I'm living. How do I change it? Thanks so much for asking. Before we even get started, make sure you like, you share, follow, subscribe to whatever platform this is you're listening to me on, because you need to. You have a particular attitude that's built a particular life that you're not happy with. Yes, I said you have an attitude based on a mindset that's created this life for you, and you're tired of it. You're just wanting to get rid of it. And you're finally able to admit, I want to change my life without being so mad at yourself. Some people say, woe is me. You, Martin, you're dumb, stupid. Why haven't you done this? No, that is not what this is about. This is not about calling yourself names. This is not about slapping yourself. This is not about beating yourself over the head with a bat. That's not what we're doing. But what we are doing is we're recognizing that my mindset is my life set. My life is set by how my mind thinks. I get what I'm thinking. I go where I'm thinking. I have what I believe about myself. I have to change my whole idea of me. That's got to be intentional. And I'm going to give you the list today. You ready? Are you ready? How do I change my mind so that I can change my actions, which will change my results? How do I change my mind? How do I move into this new world? Now, let me just challenge those who might think about scrolling. Don't you dare scroll. Don't you go to another video until I'm done. I'll only be on here a few minutes. If you don't decide to change your mind, you're just going to get more of the life you don't like. Yes, I said it. If you don't go through the exercise to change your mind, you're going to keep producing this life of yours that you don't like. That's what's going to happen. So you have to do these steps. Here's the first idea. The first idea is awareness. In other words, identify your limited beliefs. Identify them. Identify them. Be aware of who you are. Who you are has to change, but be aware of where you are. When you go shopping in a mall or you're in a building, next to the elevator, next to the door, in the room you're in, there's going to be a red dot there on a little piece of paper or however it's there for you to see. There's going to be a dot, and underneath that red dot, it's going to say, you are here. You are here. This is the way out. Follow this pattern. Follow this direction. Don't use the elevator. Go down these steps. You get what I'm saying? In this way, when you can determine and see the awareness of yourself, you can see it. You know your limiting beliefs. Write them down. I don't believe there's enough money. I don't believe there's a man or a woman out there that would marry me. I don't believe, whatever you're limited, I don't think I can lose weight. Write them down. Don't be afraid of them. You're just acknowledging what you want to change. If you need to journal it, if you need self-reflection, if you need a therapist, if you need a friend to hold your hand while you do this, know your limiting beliefs. You have limiting beliefs, just like all of us do, that we work on. Identify them. Identify them. Don't forget to subscribe. You're going to need to come back to this video or or listen to other videos that'll help you along this process. So be aware. Be aware. Now that you're aware, though, don't stop there. You can't stop at becoming aware of your limiting beliefs. But now you need to challenge your thoughts, not your beliefs, just your thoughts. Thoughts come before beliefs. Thoughts of yourself come before beliefs. List those limiting beliefs. Now let's go backwards and let's now challenge our thoughts. Write it down. Question all of your assumptions. Is my assumption about money, is it real? Is my assumption about relationship, is this real? Is my assumption about how my physical body is formed and how it can change, is this real? Is this realistic? Or am I being too tough on myself? Or am I not thinking correctly? Once you know your limiting beliefs and you challenge them, now use your logic. Does this logic work? 9 times out of 10, you'll say to yourself, no, this logic doesn't work. I'm just being tough on myself. This is unrealistic. Now you have a reality of your limiting beliefs, because once you see someone like you that's wealthy, you know it can happen to you. Once you see someone like you that's healthy, you know it can happen to you. Once you see someone like you that's in glorified relationships, you will know it can happen to you as well. What are they doing differently? They're probably going through this list that Dr. Martin Williams gave them, right? What are my limiting beliefs and how do I challenge them? Every limited belief needs some pressure against it to see if it stands, to see if it's logical, to see if it's real, to see if it's substantial. You should do the same. The third thing you need to do is you need to be intentional. Now, I know I have programs on this, and I have other, not just programs, but YouTubes and other webinars, things that are available. So make sure you reach out to us. Give me your email, plug in, subscribe, all those things so you can get where you need to go. Because the subject I'm talking about today is my number one subject. How do you think? You cannot be ignorant all your life. You can't do that. You can't live in an ignorant state the rest of your life. Okay. So the third thing is you got to reprogram. Yes. Here comes the action and the work. You've got to reprogram your mind by giving it some new beliefs. Your mind needs new beliefs. It needs something new and positive to believe on. You have to replace the negative thoughts with empowering affirmations. You have to replace the negative thoughts with powerful words, powerful expectations. You got to throw away the nasty magazines and get stuff that you can read that uplift you. You got to stop watching the programs on TV or TikTok or social media that don't uplift you. You have to reprogram, and you reprogram by repetitively hearing the good things. Repetitive, over and over and over and over again, because those limiting beliefs started when you were 1, 2, 3 years old. And by the time between 4 and 7, you believed them. You're just living the life of when your subconscious mind was closed down and became conscious. So you have to force your subconscious mind by intentionally pouring into it things that change you. That's how it works. You got to reprogram. So instead of I'm not a good public speaker, you could simply say, I'm going to be an amazing public speaker. It's just a mindset. Now it's words, and now those words change your actions, which changes your results. That's how life changes. That's how life changes. Now you're challenging what you're not sure you should believe. And you can change your beliefs every day. They can change every day into something that's amazing in your life. Number 4, surround yourself with growth-minded people. You're going to have to get rid of some friends. Well, this is my friend. Your friend's always down, always in the mully grubs, always depressed, critical. You can never talk them into doing something good. They don't believe in themselves. They don't believe the world's a great place. You're going to have to get more friends. You got to hang around more people that are growth minded, as we talked about earlier. They're growth minded. They're not stuck minded. They believe that there are opportunities for them to grow, things that they can do better, things that they can enjoy. They can elevate their life. Get around some people like that. On social media, practically a church, a social group, or something that you like to do, going to the symphony with a few friends. You have to be around growth-minded people, because your environment shapes what you become. If I don't have the strength to change my own mind, I hang out with people whose minds are changing. If I don't have the wherewithal to lead myself into a new way of thinking, I can be around people who are forcing themselves to think different. And whatever is happening to, with, and through them eventually will happen to me as well. That's how life changes in so many different ways. That's how it works. Your company helps you to grow. Let's see, who said this? It was said that name the 5 people you spend most of your time around. Name the 5 people you spend the most time around. And then ask yourself a question. Aren't you just like them? That culture has created you. So a new culture can create a new you, a changed you, a redeveloped you that understands your number one assignment in life is changing your own mindset and staying on top of your own mindset, right? Just a couple more here. Number 5, what do I do, Martin, to change my mindset? You've got to take action despite fear. You have to be really bold about this and intentional. You do not want to get old or older and then realize that you should have done something 20, 30, 40 years ago to change this. That this controls everything. How your subconscious mind views you changes and controls everything. So even if you didn't get it done then, do it now. I don't care if you're 99 and a half. Change your mindset now. Work on it. Actually take action to change your books, change what you're reading, change who you're with. I mean, actually take action, because confidence comes from taking action, not just talking about it, and definitely not just thinking about it. Results come from your actions. Take action. Well, I'm afraid. Do it afraid. Do it fearful. Do it scared. Do it lonely. I mean, do it depressed. Whatever you do, take action right now where you are. Don't compare your life to anyone else's life. Just say, I want to make my life better, so I'm going to take action regardless of my fear, regardless of my hesitation. And you will realize in 24 hours how your life begins to change. It'll make a big difference on how you view life. It'll make a big difference on what comes into your life and what leaves your life. Take action. Number 6, practice now. Practice gratitude. I love this one. I love this one. Regardless to what progress you make, regardless of the hardships, regardless of how much change you need to make in your life, be grateful. Be grateful. Be happy. Why? Gratefulness really shifts the focus from lack to abundance. When I say, man, I'm so glad to be alive, I really messed that last relationship up. I haven't been to the gym now in a month, whatever it looks like, I can still say, but I'm so grateful to be here. What that statement does is it stops this fall that you've just jumped off a cliff. It stops you from falling, and it brings you back to a state of, I'm just grateful. I'm glad to be here. I have more opportunities. Today may be over, but tomorrow is coming. It's a nighttime in my life, but the sun always rises. But if you're never grateful, you never get these opportunities to recover. Gratefulness will give you a visualization of what tomorrow could be. Gratefulness allows you to visit tomorrow and be glad that there are going to be other opportunities for you. That's what gratefulness does. It turns whatever is off, it turns it on. So now, at the particular end of this particular series, go back and listen to the other two. Go back and listen to the other two, because this idea of my mindset being my life set, my mindset sets my life, then I must know how it sets my life, how it's affecting me, and how can I change it, right? And if you can't do it just here, there are programs. When you go to my website, You'll see all the programs that we offer that can help you do this. Okay, again, like, share, subscribe, and understand that if you want your life to change, your mind has to change, and it will not change by itself. It's going to take your action to do it. I want you to believe in yourself. Get up right now and start. I'll see you next time. So yeah, I mean, I know how impacting this type of information is. If it's important to you, the impact that it's having on your life, only thing you need to do is like, share, make comments, communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it. You don't want to miss anything I have to say about this subject, because you're looking at a guy who's the evidence of how you can live your life.